Welcome back, guys. I figured that since I put out a video on how to clean the rifle, I'm going to put out another video on how to clean a gas blowback pistol. So let's go ahead and get into it and break this down. Okay, so this is going to be the Elite Force 1911. Different pistols come apart different ways, so your pistol may not come apart this way, but this does come apart very similar to an actual 1911. You have a notch right here on the slide, and the top of the tooth the slide release is going to line up with that notch. So what you want to do is you want to line that up. You can either grab it like this, like I do on the actual gun, or if it's a lighter gun, I like to just hold it on the chamber is. There's a pin right here on this side. Okay, see that moving? Pin pops through like so. Okay. So you take that off, it's going to come right out from the hole right here, okay? And the slide is going to slide right off. You want to hold it because if you don't hold it, the slide's going to come right off on you and fly across the table. So now you're going to have two different sides, right? You're going to have the lower frame, and then you're going to have the slide. And there's an assembly on here. You're going to go ahead and take the spring, pull the spring off. Okay, it's going to come out. Next, you're going to take out the housing right here for the spring. This is what goes in front, okay, underneath the barrel. Now, in a real 1911, you would have this piece right here. It's like a sear. And normally you would have a tool or you do it by hand and you would rotate this and the barrel would come out. With this one, for whatever reason, they designed it to where this would slide out through the back first. Now, you can push the barrel forward slightly. You rotate this. This comes off. Okay. Now the barrel in this entire assembly is going to slide out. Okay. You can take your spring off. Okay, be careful not to bend that spring too much. And there you go. So now that we got this all apart, let's go ahead and lay everything out and we'll start the cleaning process. Now, we have everything laid out now on this little table right here on our cloth. Usually I have a plastic housing that I put everything on, or a rubber mat. For whatever reason, I cannot find that mat, which is a sad day for me because I use that all the time for my actual guns. So we're going to take this towel, or patch, we're going to go ahead and clean off this barrel here. Clean around the outside of it real good. I'm not really too fond of the chrome barrels, to be honest. So we like light rub down. We'll get this little assembly rub down as well. Okay, so we've got some junk back here we got to get off here. Okay. It's looking here. Looks pretty decent. Okay, so got that wiped down. Let's go ahead and wipe down this section here. Just want to get all the dirt I possibly can off everything. You're going to get a lot of grime on this piece because of the position it is on the pistol. And there's a lot of friction on this as well, so you want to make sure you get a little bit of oil on this because it will wear down very quickly. Okay, let's get that fuzz off there. Especially this piece right here, you want to make sure you have cleaned real well. It's going to be the internal plunger here. Yep, it's pretty dirty. go ahead and move these washers off for a second. Okay. Nice and clean. You want to oil this as well. It'll help you with taking that down as well. Okay, so now here's the important part, okay? The slide. There's going to be a lot of junk in the top section of the slide in here. So you want to make sure you get that wiped out real well. Okay. So here's what we got off that slide. So there's a lot that builds up. There's crap falling off of this. That's some of the finishing on this. Interesting. And we'll go down to this frame. I'm going to get this little channel here nice and clean. I'll get my little brush to grab this patch. Get the top of this cleaned real well. The mag wells, I really haven't worried about them too much, but I still like to wipe them down just a little bit. Just make sure there's no dirt or anything sticking in them. You can go ahead and get the sides right here. This is where a lot of the movement's going to be. Definitely want to make sure those are clean. Get behind the safety here. Okay. Just about got everything wiped down. Let's go ahead and get into lubricating. Okay, so I got my silicone spray. I'm going to go ahead and spray silicone. So go ahead and get this a good wipe down. Get that roller nice and good. Okay. Get this plunger real well. So the goal is to have a nice, even coating. Seems to work better that way. You don't want too much, and you end up with dirt being attracted to your parts. So you want to have a good balance of oil on there, but you don't want too much. Too much is a very bad thing. You're just going to clean it more often, and you're going to be adding to the problem, not resolving the problem, or preventing the problems. So I don't usually go full depth in adding oil to certain components, but since this is a newer pistol, I'm going to go ahead and put the silicone on there just to protect some of these parts. I'm not excessively adding it. I'm just putting enough to make sure that it does have that layer of protection. Now the slide, if you look inside, you're going to see the wear and tear from it blowing back onto the slide. So what you want is to make sure that all the channels in here, or anything that has wear, you want to make sure that has a nice good coating of oil on it to ensure that that friction is not going to end up tearing up your gun, because it will if you don't make sure you have the correct lubrication. So wherever there's wear, I'm going to add a light coat of oil. And wherever I know the slide is going to be running on, I'm going to put a light coat of oil. Okay. Looks just about good. Get some oil on here. I'll go ahead and give this guy a little spray here. Wipe that off. Make sure we're good here. Okay. Get this off the barrel. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and reassemble this. Let's go ahead and get our spring on there. Oop. It's being a little pain in the butt, isn't it? There we go. Let's get our barrel back in the slide. Okay. Actually, let's put this on first to make it a little easier on us. There we go. Take this component, we'll slide it back in. It's going to go rail side up. Or correction, rail side down. There we go. I'm going to take our slide assembly. Let's see here. Put it back on those tracks right there. And line this slot up with that hole, because that is where this section is going to mount into. So once you get that dropped in, functionality check. Okay, wipe down the outside. I don't like that excess oil. Plus, I would think that it'd be good for the outside anyways to have a little bit on there and just wipe it off. Let's go ahead and put this mag in, make sure that it's still functioning how it needs to. Looks like it is. Locks back how it's supposed to. Slide stops working. Perfect. So that is how you clean the pistol. Very simple, very quick. By doing this, you are increasing the lifetime of the pistol. Let's go ahead and end the video here. Now, cleaning your rifles and pistols after every game is absolutely necessary to make sure that you're getting the most life you can out of those pistols and rifles. Especially if they're gas operated, there's so many moving parts inside of them. You want to make sure you're on top of that. Otherwise, you end up with a broken gun, or you're having feeding issues, or you're having performance issues out in the field, which is where you don't want it to happen. So being on top of it and actually cleaning these when you need to is going to make your game experience more enjoyable. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and end the video. If you guys like my content, please subscribe. I love seeing new subscribers. Go ahead and hit a like on the video, comment. If you want me to review another item, go ahead and put your recommendations on what you want me to review. And I'm going to try to go into there and check on all those comments and see what I can do to make sure that happens for you guys. I am going to be picking up a new gun this weekend, so I'm going to have some content out for that as well. And by Monday, I should have some game content. I wasn't able to do it last weekend because of camera issues and things like that. So I'm going to try to get into it the best I can. So like I said, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.